Welcome, everyone. Today is not just another day. It is not just a Tuesday or a Friday, and it is certainly not just a date marked on your calendar. Today is your reset button. Think of it as a fresh software update for your brain. Today is your golden opportunity to wake up and rewrite the story of your life. This is not just another motivational video to watch while you lie in bed. This is a mirror. It is a mirror that reflects the version of yourself you were always meant to become but have been hiding from. I know you have been feeling tired lately. I know you have been confused, and perhaps you have been feeling stuck in a loop that you cannot seem to break. Maybe your mornings feel empty, just a blur of noise and stress. But from this moment forward, that changes. The next few minutes will be the most important minutes of your life. Take a deep breath. This is your new beginning. Let us start by talking about the morning, because most people are throwing their mornings away. They treat the start of the day like a heavy burden. They hit the snooze button, they reach for their phones, they scroll through other people's lives, and they start their day with complaints. But not you. From now on, your morning is your weapon. It is your secret advantage in a world that is constantly trying to distract you. When the rest of the world is still asleep, you rise. When others are complaining about the weather or the traffic, you are creating your future. When others are just repeating the same mistakes from yesterday, you are busy designing your tomorrow. You see, the morning is not just about the time on the clock. It is about your identity. When you win your morning, you win your life. And here is why. The morning is your moment of pure mental power. Your brain is clear, like a blank whiteboard. If you fill it with stress, overthinking, and digital noise, that is exactly how your entire day will look. But if you fill it with silence, energy, and purpose, you start becoming a completely different person. One powerful morning can create a chain reaction of success that lasts for 100 days. This is where your transformation begins. Habit 1, the warrior bed. This first habit is not about cleaning your room. It is about taking command of your environment. Think about it. The moment you wake up, you are faced with a choice. Will you be a person who follows through, or will you be a person who leaves things unfinished? When you make your bed perfectly, you are sending a clear signal to your brain. You are saying, I control this space, I control this moment, and I am not here to be lazy. It is a small act, but it creates a powerful chain reaction for the rest of your day. Most people wake up and immediately do the easy, lazy thing. They hit snooze, they stay under the covers, or they start scrolling through their phones, keeping themselves in a half-awake, low-energy state for half an hour. But when you make your bed first, you have already completed your first mission of the day. You are telling your mind that we do not delay, we do not hesitate, and we finish what we start. That feeling of accomplishment becomes your first victory. There is a famous story about a retired Navy admiral who once said that if you want to change the world, you should start by making your bed. He explained that in the military, your first job is to complete a task. That task must be done with precision, neatness, and discipline. It is not really about the bed, it is about the mindset. If you do this every single morning, you start to believe that you are the kind of person who can do hard things. You are someone who gets things done. And even if you have a rough day later on, when you come back home at night, you will walk into a room that is calm and organized. That is a visual reminder that you started your day strong and you did not let laziness win. You will feel proud within 2 minutes of waking up. You are training your brain to respect details. That discipline will naturally spill over into how you talk, how you walk, and how you handle pressure. A warrior does not leave his battlefield in a mess, and you are a warrior now. A made bed leads to a made mind, and a made mind builds a strong life. Start your day with this simple discipline and watch how your entire day begins to obey your will. Habit 2. Fueling the engine. The moment you open your eyes, your body is effectively running on empty. You have spent the last 7 or 8 hours without a single drop of water, and your system is dry, tired, and begging for a wake-up call. Here is the secret that most people completely ignore. Before you reach for that cup of coffee, before you grab a snack, and definitely before you pick up your phone, drink a full glass of water. Do not sip it slowly like you are killing time. Drink it with real purpose. While you are drinking, tell yourself that this water is the fuel for your dreams. You are not just hydrating, you are waking up your brain, sharpening your focus, and preparing your body for the challenges ahead. Why does this matter so much? Because your brain is like a high-performance machine. It needs water to think clearly, your muscles need it to move with strength, and your mood actually depends on it. When you are dehydrated, your motivation hormones, like dopamine, simply do not function at their best. Skipping this simple step is like trying to drive a car with an empty fuel tank. You cannot expect to feel powerful or sharp when your body is running on fumes. I have seen countless top-tier athletes and successful CEOs follow this exact ritual. They know that fatigue is often just a fake kind of weakness caused by dehydration. One Olympic coach I once heard about always asked his athletes one question when they felt low on energy. Did you drink your water this morning? Because 9 times out of 10, that was the missing piece. To make this habit truly powerful, do not treat it like a boring chore. Make it a sacred ritual. Stand tall, take a deep breath, and drink with intention. In your mind, say, I am waking up for something much bigger than just comfort. I am building a future with these small, intentional decisions. I am not here to be weak. I am here to be ready. This 10-second act sends a clear signal to your nervous system that the engine is on and it is time to go. Weak mornings are built on lazy rituals, but powerful mornings are built on simple, strong decisions. A glass of water is not just hydration. It is a symbol that you are fueling your physical vessel to carry your biggest dreams. Habit 3. The sanctuary of silence. The world is going to try to hijack your focus the very second you open your eyes. If you do not actively protect your inner peace, you will never be able to hear your own power. Think about it. What is the very first thing most people do when they wake up? They reach for their phone. They dive headfirst into notifications, social media drama, endless emails, and the chaotic opinions of people they do not even know. By 9 a.m., they are already feeling anxious, drained, and scatterbrained. That is because their day did not start with clarity. It started with noise. But the winners, the high performers, they operate differently. They treat the first few minutes of the morning like a sanctuary. They protect that time with silence. They are not doing this because they are monks living in a cave. They do it because they understand a fundamental truth. Silence is where you find your truth, while noise is where you lose yourself. Silence gives you the breathing room to think clearly, to feel your emotions, to map out your day, and to reconnect with your purpose. Without that space, your mind is like a messy room filled with clutter that does not belong to you. When you give yourself even 60 seconds of pure, uninterrupted silence in the morning, you are reclaiming ownership of your day. You are no longer just reacting to the world. You are choosing your own path. Take a look at some of the most influential leaders in history. Many of them were known for taking quiet walks or sitting in complete stillness early in the morning. They understood that if they wanted to create something great, They could not let the world speak first. If you let the world dump its noise into your head before you have even brushed your teeth, you have already lost the chance to listen to your own voice. How do you start? It is simple. The moment you wake up, leave the phone on the nightstand. Do not check the news. Do not let someone else's agenda become the first thing you hear. Instead, just sit there for 1 or 2 minutes. Breathe. Feel your heartbeat. Ask yourself one powerful question. What kind of life am I going to create today? That short minute might feel small, but it puts you in a completely different category than the 98% of people who wake up and immediately surrender their peace to the world. In the silence of the morning, you will find your deepest strength. Do not let your first moment of the day be someone else's distraction. Let it be your own decision. Habit 4. The 10 Push-Up Challenge. This is not a workout designed to build massive muscles. It is a mental test to prove to yourself that you are in charge before the day even begins. Doing 10 push-ups first thing in the morning is a powerful symbol. It is your way of saying, my body listens to my mind, and I do not need to wait for a feeling of motivation to take action. Even if you are tired, even if your limbs feel like lead, and even if you cannot do a perfect push-up, just do them. That moment when you force yourself to do something you do not feel like doing is the exact moment you start becoming stronger than your old self. There is a simple rule for a high-performance life. If you tackle the hard things early, the rest of the day becomes much easier. Most people spend their mornings looking for the path of least resistance. They want comfort, they want to stay warm, and they want to put off effort. But comfort is a trap. It makes your brain soft and tells your body that you are lazy. When you start your day with 10 push-ups, you are making a bold statement. You are saying, I choose effort, I choose movement, and I choose control. You will find that you walk differently, you speak more clearly, and you carry yourself with more confidence because your brain now views you as a person who takes action when it is difficult. You see, many successful people, from elite athletes to top-tier executives, follow a morning movement ritual. They do not do it because they need to reach a fitness goal. They do it because they need the momentum. A former soldier once told me that if he does just 1 push-up in the morning, he is reminded that he is not soft and he is still in the fight. Even if your life feels like a battlefield right now, those 10 push-ups are your way of declaring, I am still here and I am not giving up today. If you cannot do 10, do 5. Do them on your knees, do squats, or do jumping jacks. It does not matter what the movement is. What matters is that you move with purpose, because motion creates emotion. If you wait for energy to arrive, you will stay weak. But if you generate energy through action, you will feel powerful again. Do it before your brain can come up with 100 excuses. Do it before your fear says, maybe later. That first bead of sweat is your proof that you do not need to feel strong to be strong. You just need to act strong, and the strength will follow. Habit 5. The power sentence. Before the outside world has a chance to flood your mind with negativity, and before social media tries to convince you of what you are lacking, you need to take control of the narrative. You do this by speaking one single, powerful sentence out loud. This is not just a bunch of words. It is your shield, your weapon, and your anchor for the day ahead. It could be something as simple as, I am no longer held back by my past. I am rising above every challenge. Or, I am committed to becoming the strongest version of myself. You choose the line that resonates with your current battle. And you must speak it with conviction, not a whisper, not a hint of doubt, but with the full force of your voice. This practice is life-changing because your brain is constantly listening to the stories you tell it. If you wake up and your first thoughts are about how tired you are or how far behind you feel, your brain will build your entire day around that sense of weakness. But if you wake up and declare, "I am unbreakable, I am focused, and I am becoming powerful," your brain will start to look for ways to make that reality. This is what we call self-programming. Your thoughts grow into beliefs, your beliefs drive your actions, and your actions eventually become the habits that define your identity. Choose your sentence carefully. Stand tall, pull your shoulders back, and speak it out loud. Do not just think it in your head. Let the sound fill the room. Speak as if you are talking to the old version of yourself, the version that was afraid to try or quick to quit, and tell them that those days are over. If you do not consciously speak power into your morning, the world will inevitably fill that space with doubt. You have listened to your fear for long enough. Now it is time to hear your own strength. Speak one powerful line every single morning and watch how it echoes through your future. Habit 6. The mirror talk. Every single morning, you look in the mirror. But let us be honest, most of the time you are not really seeing yourself. You are looking at your tired eyes, your regrets, your past mistakes, or the things you wish you could change about your appearance. You stay silent, or worse, you criticize what you see. This habit is designed to flip that script. I want you to look into the mirror, not with shame or doubt, but with real courage. Look yourself straight in the eye and say, "I see you. I know you have been through a lot, but I am proud of you for showing up again today." This is where the healing starts. When you speak to yourself like someone you genuinely love, you begin to build an unshakable sense of self-trust. When you look into your own eyes and speak the truth, you are connecting with the real you, the version of you that is still fighting, still trying, and still holding on, despite everything. You do not need a crowd of followers or someone else to tell you that they believe in you. You need to be your own biggest supporter. You need to look in the mirror and say, "You did not quit yesterday, and you are not going to quit today either." This builds a kind of inner strength that the world cannot easily break. I remember hearing about a woman who spent months feeling completely worthless. Every morning, she would stand in the bathroom and silently cry before heading to work. She felt invisible and lost. Then she decided to change her routine. She stood in front of the mirror and forced herself to say, "I do not care how I feel right now. I am proud of you for surviving. I am proud of you for waking up." At first it felt fake. It felt awkward. But she kept doing it every single morning for 30 days. And then something shifted. She stopped walking like someone who was hiding from the world. She started walking with her head held high. Her energy changed because her relationship with herself had finally changed. So here is what you do. After you wash your face, stand there for 5 seconds. Do not look away. Say one real thing to yourself. Maybe it is, "I forgive you for your mistakes," or "I believe in the person you are becoming." Repeat it until you feel it, even if just a little bit. This is not just motivation. This is self-respect. The world will only start to respect you once you have learned to respect yourself. And that process begins the moment you can look in the mirror and say, "I am not perfect, but I am not finished. I am rebuilding, and I am proud of the person I am becoming." Face yourself every morning. That is how you rise. Habit 7. The Rule of 3. Every morning, before your day truly kicks off, I want you to write down 3 simple but vital tasks you will complete before the sun goes down. Not 10, not 20, just 3. This is not your typical never-ending to-do list filled with busy work. This is your daily power list. These are the 3 things that, if finished, will make you feel a genuine sense of pride when you lay your head down at night. Maybe it is practicing 10 English sentences, finishing 1 chapter of a book, or finally tackling that one chore you have been putting off. Keep it simple, clear, and doable. When your brain starts the day with this kind of clarity, it moves with confidence rather than confusion. Most people drift through their mornings like a ship without a rudder. They react to their phones, they scroll through feeds, and they spend their energy on things that do not move the needle. But when you wake up and write down exactly what matters, you begin your day with a clear mission. This habit trains your mind to act like a builder, not a wanderer. Instead of asking yourself, "What should I do now?" you already have the answer. You are not guessing, you are locked in. This is also the ultimate cure for procrastination. By writing it down, you are taking ownership of your day. And when you check those boxes, you build an incredible amount of self-trust. I once knew a guy who felt completely lost. He had no direction, no job, and very little belief in himself. He started this one habit, writing down 3 small things every morning. At first, it was basic. Wake up on time, apply for one position, and cook a healthy lunch. That was it. But after 30 days, he had checked off 90 small wins. Those 90 wins gave him something he had never possessed before: momentum. He started trusting his own words again. He realized that if he said he would do something, he actually did it. From there, he completely rebuilt his life. It was not because of a massive burst of motivation, but because of one small written plan and the discipline to execute it. So, grab a notebook or just a scrap of paper. Write down today's date. Write your 3 tasks, and do them like your future depends on it. Because, in a very real sense, it does. At the end of the day, check them off and smile, because you just proved that you are a person who follows through. You do not need to plan the next 5 years today. You just need to win the next 12 hours with courage and clarity. Habit 8, the digital fast. The first few minutes of your morning are the most vulnerable time of your day. Your mind is like soft clay, and whatever you press into it first will shape the rest of your day. If you wake up and immediately feed your brain with negative news, celebrity gossip, or the filtered, fake lives of people on social media, you are essentially setting yourself up for an uphill battle. You will start your day feeling behind, inadequate, or just plain drained. But if you choose to unplug from the digital noise, you are protecting your mental energy like a fortress. Think of your mind as a temple. You wouldn't let a stranger walk in and dump trash on the floor, so why do you let the internet do it to your thoughts? When you scroll mindlessly while still in bed, you are letting the outside world dictate your mood. Your thoughts become your energy, and your energy dictates your actions. If your morning starts with distraction, your day will end in frustration. But when you choose to stay offline, you become mentally bulletproof. You stop comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel, and you start focusing on your own progress. I knew a guy who was stuck in a loop of constant anxiety. He realized that his first habit every morning was checking his phone for 15 minutes. He felt like he was falling behind in life before he even got out of bed. He decided to delete his social apps or just turn off notifications for the first 30 minutes of the day. Instead, he used that time to read, think, or simply sit with his coffee. Within 1 week, his outlook shifted completely. He wasn't being attacked by information anymore. He was protecting his focus. You are not here to consume noise. You are here to build purpose. If you absolutely must use your phone, use it for something that fuels you. Listen to a podcast that teaches you a skill. Read a page of a book, or practice your English. Don't let your morning be a reaction to what everyone else is doing. Be intentional. If people message you early, let them wait. Protect your energy first. Weak mornings begin with distraction, but strong mornings are built on intention. Guard your mind like your life depends on it, because it actually does. Habit 9. Act as if. Do not wait until you feel confident to start acting like a winner. Instead, act like the person you are striving to become and let your brain catch up. Every morning, you stand at a crossroads. You can either be the same person you were yesterday, or you can step into the shoes of your future self. This is not about playing pretend. It is about identity-based living. The future version of you, the one who is successful, disciplined, and calm, would not hit the snooze button. That version of you would not spend hours scrolling through nonsense. So why are you not acting like that person right now? Most people wait for the perfect conditions or for their mood to lift before they start taking charge. But high achievers have a different philosophy. They act strong even when they feel weak, because they know that action is the fastest way to change their state. If the future version of you wakes up early, practices their language skills, exercises, and refuses to let excuses take the wheel, then your job is to bring that version into your present reality. Ask yourself every morning, how would the best version of me handle this? What would they do first? What would they refuse to tolerate? Then do exactly that before your mind can talk you out of it. Think of a young man named Alex who wanted to become a confident public speaker, but was terrified of his own voice. He was shy and quiet. He started a simple ritual. Every morning, he would stand in front of his mirror and speak his thoughts out loud for 5 minutes. He practiced his English. He used strong words, and he stood tall. At first, he felt like an imposter. He felt awkward, but he kept doing it. He started walking like a speaker, dressing like a speaker, and speaking like a speaker. Within a few months, he didn't just sound like one, he became one. It wasn't luck. It was because he acted the part long before anyone else believed in him. You don't need permission to change your life. You don't need results before you start. You just need to step into that identity today. Close your eyes for 30 seconds in the morning and visualize that future self. See how they move, how they breathe, and how they handle obstacles. Then open your eyes and start moving that way. You will find that you don't just attract the life you want, you build it by proving to yourself through your actions that you are someone who can handle it. Stop acting like the broken version of your past and start acting like the rebuilt version of your future. Habit 10. Feed your mind first. Every single morning, your body wakes up hungry, so you naturally reach for breakfast. But let me ask you, what are you feeding your mind? Most people start their day by stuffing their heads with stressful news, mindless social media, or a running loop of self-doubt. They wonder why they feel scattered and drained by noon. You need to understand that your brain is the CEO of your life, and it is starving for quality information the moment you wake up. If you don't feed it intentionally, it will just gobble up whatever junk the world throws at it. Instead of reacting to the chaos, you need to be the chef of your own mental diet. Before you take a single bite of food, feed your brain something that makes you sharper, stronger, or more focused. This doesn't have to be a massive project. It could be 5 minutes of a powerful podcast, reading one insightful page from a book, or practicing your English out loud. Imagine the difference. Most people wake up and fill their heads with fear and comparison. so their brain feels heavy. But you have already fed your mind with growth and clarity. By the time you sit down for your actual breakfast, you aren't just fueling your body, you have already fueled your future. Try this simple ritual. After you get ready, sit down for 5 minutes with a clear purpose. Say to yourself, "Today I will learn something new," or "Today I will speak better English because I am committed to my progress." Maybe you listen to a short audio clip or write down 3 positive thoughts that align with your goals. Only after you've given your mind this nourishment should you move on to your physical breakfast. Your brain is your most valuable tool, so don't let it starve. When you start your day by feeding your mind with excellence, the rest of the day becomes much easier to navigate. The strongest people in the world don't just eat healthy food, they consume healthy thoughts. Remember, you don't get this morning back, and no one is going to save you from a weak start. You have to decide that today is the day you stop being the old version of yourself. You've lived enough days in pain, and you've wasted enough time on doubt. This is your turning point. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Create it through your habits. Subscribe to this channel, commit to your daily rise, and come back every single morning to remind yourself that you are not here to just survive. You are here to build. The world doesn't need another person who gave up. The world needs you to be awake, focused, and absolutely unstoppable. Now get up, breathe in, and make this day count.